All right. Whether it makes you laugh, cry, scream, or fly, there's a song for every emotion. We're Mike and Priya, and we talk about the songs that make up the soundtrack to your life. Because life is where?
It's in the lyrics.
That's where it is. You know what would be funny? We should do a video of us dancing to that music.
Oh, okay.
Music. Okay.
All right, we'll do that. Hello, little listeners. I hope you're having a fantastic week. We had a great suggestion from a listener recently,
Yes.
and it was to cover the 7 deadly sins.
Ooh.
And sinners, as you know, Priya is.
What? Wait, that's not what was in the script. Read it as it's written.
Sinners we are.
You bet. And we figured it would be impossible to cover them all in one episode. So we're going to spread them out. And today we're covering lust. Mike, has lust ever taken you over against your better judgment?
Are we really going to jump into it right now?
I just feel like I'm just going to put that out there.
Okay.
Why don't you just say yes or no, and then we can discuss later?
That would be yes.
A big old yes for you. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's big or old. Well, it's big, but no.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good.
But before we do that, how about we talk about what's going on in our lives? Little Priya.
Okay, let's see. Well, first of all, cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Let's have a little cheers because
Ching.
it's, oh my God. There we go. It is summer and it is a hot one again today. It is super humid out there.
No weather. Let's not talk about weather.
No,
so
just
boring.
to explain. So we're having a lovely
summer refreshing
gin and prosecco. Yeah. So what was the question? What's happening? I am getting over a stupid summer cold. I blame my roommate for this.
Why?
Because she was sick last
Where'd
Sunday.
she get it from?
I have no idea. She did have quite an interesting night before.
Yeah.
So who knows where she got it, but she gave it to me. So I didn't get it from anything interesting, unfortunately. But I'm just kind of snotty.
Nice.
That's gross. I know. But mostly it was just I was really tired.
Okay.
So my week has been pretty unexceptional. A lot of sleeping,
Recovery.
a lot of binge watching TV. Yeah.
I had some things that I wanted to ask you about.
Okay. Related to this episode or just
No, just
general?
things that I like. So when I go for a run, I have all these ideas that pop up in my head.
About the podcast?
Yeah, things to talk about or different themes. And I think, oh yeah, this would work really well. Do you think I can remember any of that when I'm finished my run?
Didn't you say you use your voice memos?
I know, but you know what I should do is I should probably record them while I'm running.
Well, so you don't have your phone with you when you're running?
Well, I do. It's strapped to my arm in a exercise pouch thing.
Yeah, you
Then
could
I have
just...
to unzip it and pull it out. And then my voice memos would be like, okay, remember. Well, I don't even know if I'll be able to...
As opposed to most of my voice memos I send you, which are like, I just had the weirdest
Yeah,
thought."
yours are so mellow and mine would be...
Frenetic.
But my point being, I have these ideas when I'm running and then I can't remember them after. And it's really annoying.
It is. I sometimes have ideas and then I walk into the next room to take care of that idea and I can't remember anymore. So yeah, I try to voice memo or, just write it down in notes.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I did remember of the things that I was thinking about, have you noticed that around the city there is more graffiti, more tagging?
Oh.
I'm noticing it a lot in the neighborhood.
Okay.
There's a lot more spray paint, and it's not like good graffiti. It's not like artists that are creating these beautiful pieces. It's, I don't know, some punks with spray cans that just keep spraying stupid shit and making the neighborhood look stupid. And I'm annoyed by it.
Am just looking into the future 5 years from now, you and Dawn and Riva sitting on your front porch and you saying, "Get off my lawn, you damn kids."
I'm getting close to that. It's not so much about the lawn, but what is it, about a year ago? The garbage on our street and in our neighborhood is ridiculous. Like after garbage day, if anything falls out of the garbage cans and just blows around. Also, the squirrels pull stuff out of the park garbage cans and then it just ends up blowing around the neighborhood. I got so infuriated one morning after bringing Reva home from a walk. I went online and I ordered one of those things that you see people with, they sweep the garbage
they have
into
the bag and the rake.
Yeah, I actually ordered one of those.
So you go around your neighborhood doing that?
Well, I ordered it. I haven't used it yet because I'm like, I was outraged. I'm like, that's it. That's it. Every morning I'm just going to go up down the street and I'm just going to collect the garbage. You know, if we don't take care of our neighborhood, who's going to?
Right.
And I haven't.
Okay. How long have you had it?
It's been over a year.
Mike.
I know. And every morning when I come back and I see the garbage, I think, I'm going to do this. That being said, I will pick up garbage and put it in the garbage can. Okay. I just don't have my apparatus that I bought.
How much did that cost?
I don't know. But the point that I'm trying to make here is between the spray paint and the garbage, I'm feeling like there's a bit of deterioration of this neighborhood in our city.
Okay. Well,
and we need to do something about it.
When you said, have you noticed that there is a lot more, I thought you were going to say construction, because I feel like I cannot go down
any street,
2 streets in a row without there being construction. But I have not noticed, maybe my end of the woods is not so graffiti prone. I don't know.
They do say that there are 2 seasons in Toronto.
Yeah.
Winter and construction.
Very
or something
true.
like that.
It's something like that, but it's true. We just got a stupid notice in our mailbox and we're like, what is this bullshit? And it's about the Ontario line, or I don't know what line that they're building on Pape, which is the reason, actually, part of the reason that my flatmate and I moved in together is because she was living directly across, like right across the street from one of these sites. And they have no rules around when they can make noise and when they can have bright lights on.
Oh.
So she would be woken in the middle of the night with sunlight, basically, beaming through her window because she was facing the construction, and just construction noises at all hours. And she just wasn't able to sleep. So what was my point with that?
I don't know. You totally took over. I wanted to talk about spray paint, tagging, and garbage, and you've just turned it into your neighbor, your roommate.
You were saying that that's what's happening in your neck of the woods, and I'm saying this is the bullshit that's happening in my neck of the woods. It's all construction all the time. All of Pape.
Yeah.
They've torn down all these stores on one side of the street for condos.
Oh.
Because everybody's buying condos, right?
Right.
Oh, you've heard that there's a huge boon in the condo market, haven't you?
Yeah.
Everybody wants a condo. Let's build more condos. I don't know what they're going to do with those stupid condos, but it's really annoying. However, let's go back to you being a grouchy old man with the with the garbage. And so the other night, it was probably about 8:30. So it was starting to slowly get twilight, right? And this group of 4 kids, they're probably like, I don't know, 14. Hard to tell with kids, maybe 12, 14 years old, boys. And they come up to the door and I'm like, hi, what can I do for you? So, yeah, do you want your car washed for $5? I'm like, And Danielle's in the back. She's like, oh my God, Priya. And I'm like, yeah, sure. $5, sure. I said, do her car too. I'll give you $10. So these kids are washing the cars. They're not experts, right? They have they have their bucket and they have a thing of Dawn soap or something. And they're like, could you put some water in our bucket?
Oh my God.
I was like, guys, if you're going to do a job, you got to come around with all the equipment. You can't just, you're like, yeah, we just need the water. We have everything else. Okay. So, I mean, they did a decent job, whatever. They were quite thorough, except for the one kid who just got bored and started riding his scooter around. But then they were saying, like, I said, so have you been doing this all day? And he said, yeah, we made $60 already. I said, oh, that's really good. But between 4 people, that's like $15 each. Yeah, so I said, what are you guys going to do with the money? I know. It's a lot of money for them. Maybe it's not. What does $15 buy you?
Honestly, I don't know these days.
It won't even buy you
when
2 scoops of ice cream, probably.
Yeah, who knows?
Anyway, so I said, what are you guys going to use the money for? And they just looked at each other and they're like, we don't know yet. I was like, oh, you guys know. What are you going to, I was curious about that. Anyways.
What did they say? Did you probe
No,
them?
I didn't push that line. I was like, okay, you guys are going to do something. I'm sure it's not drugs, but.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah, it's probably like PlayStation or some bullshit like that, video games or something.
Well, that's not so bad. I don't have a problem with the kids being entrepreneurial and doing something legitimate. Yeah. I used to cut lawn. I delivered newspapers, snow shovel.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, I used to do all those things when I was a kid.
I would love if there would be a kid that would come by and shovel our snow for us, because I do not want to shovel that damn driveway.
Why do you think that doesn't happen anymore?
Because kids are too interested in being on their screens. And I don't want to say this.
Okay, say it.
I think parents coddle their kids too much.
Why would you not want to say that? That's so friggin' true.
I just think like now they probably just get things bought for them, or they
Totally.
don't have to work for things. I don't know.
Exactly.
I had a paper route.
I have nieces and nephews,
Mm.
and I've been around enough kids, my peers' kids,
Yes.
that cohort. And I know I'm not a parent, but in my view, kids, they don't want for anything anymore.
I know.
They
don't struggle for anything.
No, there's no, they get anything at any time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about birthdays or Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
They get a lot of stuff birthdays and Christmas, but they can get anything whenever they want.
I think it's cyclical, right? So I feel like the next generation, like this generation of kids who've gotten everything they've wanted all the time,
Mm-hmm.
I think they will in turn be more strict with their kids.
Maybe.
Because I feel like that's how it goes. Like you end up being less strict because you feel like your parents were so strict with you and you didn't get
Mhm.
anything. And so you want your kids to have a better life. But then maybe the next generation's like, my kids are just fucking entitled.
Yeah. I mean, I know so much has changed, but when we were younger, what would have been a high value item?
Ooh, that's a good.
Atari. I can remember
Yeah.
Atari.
For guys, maybe. Like girls didn't really do video games back then. It wasn't really, I think, as cool
Mm.
for a girl to be into video games. So yeah, Atari for you, but I don't really know.
Because you think now, it's like these kids are like, how old are they? And they've got these cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking like $1,000 items
Mm-hmm.
that majority of children have in their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It is. And then because I know a lot of teachers,
Mhm.
the talk about how kids are on their phones in school,
Mm.
trying to take their phones away from them.
Yeah.
It's not always the kids who are against that. It's the
No,
parents,
yeah,
because
yeah.
the parents will text and say, "What do you want for dinner tonight?"
Mhm.
Sorry, like, can you not just cook a dinner that you know your kids are going to eat? Like, you need to interrupt their school day with
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Listen, I'm not a parent.
Do you know a parent that does that? How do you know that?
I don't know any parents. Because I listen to the radio a lot in the
Mhm.
morning, and they
Teachers report that?
talk about this a
Yeah.
lot, and parents will call in and teachers will call in, and yeah, they're often saying, like, there will be parents that call in and say, I just want to be able to contact my kid if something happens. It's like, well, you could call the principal's office
Mhm.
and they will.
Let them know.
We survived it when we were kids. If something
Yeah.
happened, there was
Yeah.
a way. It's not like you'll not be able to get a message relayed to your kid.
Yeah. Times have changed and we sound like old farts.
Yeah, we sure do. What
Well,
else? Anything else?
Well, I just want to say
Yeah.
with the spray paint thing,
Right.
I often think
Damn
about,
kids.
no, I think, is there a way to create something that would, if somebody was spray painting your
Mhm.
property, that something would happen? Like they need to create a paint that repels spray paint.
So are you saying that the spray paint you've noticed is not on it's on private property? Like
Yeah.
on people's garages or something?
Exactly. Yes.
Hmm.
And we have a garden, corner garden on our street.
Right.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but it's all covered in
I did
stupid
not notice.
tagging.
Well, you'll have to show me the next
So
time we take a walk.
I want to come up with if anybody out there knows of
Oh,
somebody
you want to come
that
up with
could come up with a kind of paint
Yeah.
or something like maybe maybe there's something that sprays fart spray in the face of somebody who's spray painting your wall or something like that.
You can't wait to solve this problem just like you were going to solve the problem of the garbage. Right.
You're such-
Okay. All right.
Listen.
Let's move on here.
All right,
Okay?
fine.
Nobody
fine.
cares about our obsession
Petty
with
little bullshit.
seriously.
Okay.
Okay. Should we let people know that we will be taking a little break?
Yeah, let's let them know.
Let's let them know.
Little listeners,
Mhm.
this is going to be our last episode for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're going to take a breather,
Yeah.
some vacation time.
It's going to be fine, guys. It's going to be fine. You're going to be okay.
You're going to be okay. You'll survive.
You'll survive.
We'll be back in 2 weeks.
And you know why you'll survive? Because we got lots of episodes in the vault. Go revisit.
Yes, you
You
can.
know?
We're recording episode 42 right now.
This is insane to me.
42.
But is that 42 including the two-parters?
Yes.
Or so you separated the two-parters into 1 and 2
No. Those, no. So it's
Oh,
because those two parters are one episode.
right. So, okay. So actually, in terms of recordings that are out there, there's probably like 77. Probably
There's a
like,
lot for people to listen to if they
there's
want
a
the
lot.
vault.
Mhm.
Go to the vault, listen, tell
Yeah.
us what you think. Little listeners, send us some feedback. What's your favorite episode to date?
Oh, I would love to. That would be really cool to know.
Mhm.
What's your favorite, or maybe top 3? Because hopefully people have enjoyed more than just one,
Yeah.
and it'll be a little bit difficult to pick one. But I
Sure.
would be curious to know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think
List.
one of my favorite ones was?
What?
Do you have an idea? Because you have a look on your face.
I was going to say Victoria Day I really enjoyed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I really liked and it wasn't even really an episode. It was the first one because it just
Oh.
made me laugh so hard that you
Yeah.
thought my family was from where?
Taiwan.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I know. And I planted that seed and now it has resonated.
Yes, it
Because
has.
even you have
Oh.
flubbed that one.
Oh my God. I know. I know.
The other thing we should ask our little listeners
Yes.
is, have you noticed any changes to our social?
Oh, interesting. I mean, it's so recent that I don't know that there's much time to, and we're still working on curating kind of a look. So I don't think they'll notice anything different.
Why are you taking away from my question?
Oh, Jesus, I can't have an opinion?
No, you can have an opinion, but it's like, riff off it.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
You're putting a lot of...
The first rule of improv is yes and,
Yeah,
not no but.
yeah.
Okay, yes, I wonder, do you guys notice any difference?
Priya has
It's gonna be
taken
very
over
exciting.
the social.
That's
You
not
are.
completely
You're
correct.
managing it.
Yes,
Yeah.
And? I am not doing it myself, but I
it
am
doesn't
overseeing
matter.
everything. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So
Yes.
I would love to see if the little listeners, I'd love to get some feedback from the little listeners to
Okay.
see what they think about the
All right.
recent changes.
Yes, I would too. I hope it's going to become more noticeable soon because we got a plan in place, but
There's more going on.
yeah, there's
more
stuff
activity.
Going on. There's stuff going on. We
Yeah.
also have some really cool we have a really cool anniversary episode coming up. Our first anniversary episode. We have
What?
some guests, right? Why are you looking like you
right,
don't know what
yes.
I'm talking
yeah,
about?
yeah. Yep, that's right.
Okay, and
Yes.
it's going to be a really cool episode.
Yeah.
So just keep an eye out for that. That won't be until November.
Mhm.
Holy crap. But it is going to be very, very cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. All right. Well, let's get on with the show-dio, shall we?
Okay, here we go.
Did you hear what I just did? I just made that up.
Shodio? Let's
Yeah.
get on with the shodio.
Yeah,
That's good.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
So
the way you're like, I am so impressed with myself
I'm
right
so proud
now.
of myself when I
Yeah.
come up with things like that. Okay, so we are talking about the 7 deadly sins. As we said, we're going to talk
Mhm.
about one per episode, if it makes sense. If we can, for example, find enough songs about gluttony. I don't know.
I like to talk about gluttony.
I know. I feel like we covered that with our sugar episode.
Well, I got something else to share about that.
Yeah, you
So-
said that downstairs.
The thing is, I thought we were talking about temptation.
So did I.
And so I
know.
prepared for this episode to talk about temptation.
As did I.
Temptation actually isn't a sin. It's
No,
the
but
act.
Mhm.
If you act on what you're being tempted by,
Mhm.
then that act is the sin.
right,
So if you're tempted by something like lust, if you're tempted by gluttony,
right. Yes.
so the
true.
temptation is not the actual sin.
Mhm.
It's the act.
So are you saying that there's no songs you've come up?
No, there are songs, but I'm just pointing out that temptation is not a sin.
I know. I made the same mistake, and that's my bad because I wrote in the episode map, I wrote temptation. I
Mhm.
don't know why, because I knew it was lust, but
Mm.
somehow temptation is the word that got written there. So I had to quickly redo some research based on lust, but there's a lot of crossover. So I don't think
Mhm.
it's really going to
Well,
be that different.
Before we started recording, we went and picked up some food and we were sitting in the kitchen.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I got, a little tart thing and I got a sandwich and a cookie.
Hmm.
And I said, and we split the sandwich.
Yes.
And then I said, eat the tart. And you're like, no, I can't have the cookie. And I'm like, no, I'm not having the cookie.
Yes.
Then I proceeded to reach over and take
And
some of
have
the
some of
cookie
the
and I
cookie.
ate the
Yes.
cookie.
Twice.
That's true.
Yes.
It was twice.
Yes.
That's temptation.
Okay.
So the cookie was there. It was tempting me.
Yes. And you ate it. So that was,
I'm a sinner.
yes.
I'm a sinner of gluttony.
Yes.
And this week has been extra gluttonous. I've been
Okay.
sinning all week.
Hmm. Sinning all week or sitting all week?
Sinning.
Sinning. Okay.
Sinning.
Yes. Okay.
doing a lot of sitting.
Like what?
I'm at work, sitting in front of my computer, doing my administrative work, stressing out about certain things. And when I get stressed, I want to eat. And usually what I crave is stuff that's not good for me.
As we all do. Nobody craves like a power shake when they're... No. Okay.
Oh, I could just eat some delicious fruit right now.
Nobody
or a
wants
bowl
that.
of vegetables.
No.
You know what I want? Cookies.
Of course
I want
you want
sugar.
cookies. You are a cookie monster.
It's true. And so I went to the grocery store and I picked up some brown butter, chocolate chip cookies, and they also had some of these squares, like Hello Dollies with the coconut and the graham cracker, and it's so good.
Yeah.
So I picked up those, brought them back to the office, and I gave them to the staff. And then
That's nice. You shared.
because there were 2 containers, I put half of the cookies in one and the other half in the other container, and half of the squares with the cookies. So we had 2 containers
Sure.
with half cookies, half squares. Gave the cookies and squares, the one to my staff. The other one I kept in my office.
Oh, God. Where is this going to go? Oh, my God. Did you finish that container?
I did.
In how long?
In 2 days.
How many cookies were in there?
There were probably around 8, 9 cookies, and there were about 6 or 7 squares.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Gluttony, sinner, sinning.
I think you need to go to confession.
I lust after sugar. So if
You
we're
sure
really going to
do.
wrap it up to this theme, if we're going to
Okay.
just connect it to this
Yeah.
theme,
You are a lustful sinner.
I'm a lustful sinner. I lust for sugar. I lust for that high.
Yeah.
And what did I do afterwards? As I was sitting there uncomfortable with my bloated, sugar-filled stomach, I was like, why'd you do this? Why'd you do this to yourself, Mike?
And what did you say to yourself?
Well, in my head, I was thinking, okay, you know what? This will pass. Just don't do this again. Think of this as a lesson learned.
Right.
That was day 1 when I ate
Yeah.
half of the container to myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Day 2, when I had my same stressful moment and I'm
Yeah.
like craving something, I finished the container of.
Did you have any moment when you opened that container of thinking, I should not do this, or just have a bite?
I think there may have been a glimpse. And then I kicked that fucker to the curb and I'm like,
yeah.
shut
Just go
it.
for it. Shut it. Yeah. Okay. Well, lust in Roman Catholic theology is obviously one of the 7 deadly sins. But according to the Catechism of the Catholic Church, issued by the Vatican in 1992, lust is the, quote, disordered desire for or inordinate enjoyment of sexual pleasure. It goes on to state that sexual pleasure is morally disordered when sought for itself, isolated from its procreative and unitive purposes.
That's what the Catholics say.
Yes.
What about the other religions or what do the atheists say?
The atheists, they're like, bring it on, bitch.
Is that what
Right?
they say?
I mean, I think that's in their Proverbs. I think
Okay.
that's word for word.
That's from the atheist
Bible.
Bible of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. But it, when I saw that, when I read that it is considered sexual pleasure that is morally disordered when sought for itself, it made me think, this is going to a dark place, of female circumcision.
Oh.
Because this is a practice widely practiced in African countries, maybe not as widely as it used to be, but where they would, this can be a little bit gross.
Do we need to go into detail?
Well, let's just say they would circumcise the clitoris, okay? Because they didn't feel that the woman should be deriving pleasure from sexual intercourse because sex was for procreation purposes. So the man could have many, many orgasms. Let him just
Orgasm the hell out of the place.
all over the place.
Yeah.
But God forbid, literally, God forbid the woman should enjoy any of that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what it made me think of, and that made me very mad. That's all I have to say about that.
Especially after your confession in the last episode.
Oh, yeah.
Or the episode before. I can't remember.
yeah.
It was
It was
fairly
good.
recent.
Yes, it was a couple episodes ago, or maybe it was last episode. I can't remember either. But yeah, I mean, just the double
Standard.
the double
one of many.
standard is really excruciating because it's like, have we not? What is happening? Are we going backwards in time here?
Yeah. But like these 7 deadly sins are obviously framed around religious context.
Yes.
And yet they're woven into the fabric of our societies.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like these are part of the human condition.
Right.
And they have this label, this negative label on them that's, been framed by, no offense to people that, are religious, but why is that dominant view?
I don't know.
Do you think that these 7 conditions are inherently wrong? I don't know if wrong is the right word, but
okay. Well, let's first of all tell people what the 7
sure,
deadly sins
let's
are.
Go for it. Mm-hmm.
Lust, as we're going to be covering today. Gluttony, which basically like overindulging.
Every story Mike has about cookies.
Yes. Greed. Sloth, which I guess me not cleaning my feet in the shower might be part of. I don't know. Wrath. Envy. Pride.
I think yours is your foot thing's filth. I don't think that's a sin.
Well, sloth. What does it say about sloth? Okay.
Sloth is like
excessive laziness or the failure to act and utilize one's talents. Okay, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not about filth. Okay. Sloth. Yeah. So
you're
those are the 7.
Cleaning is not your talent.
No. Those are the 7 deadly sins according to the Christian tradition.
Greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, sloth.
Pride. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so if you take religion out of it, I don't know. We need to have a philosopher on the podcast to talk about this.
If only we knew one.
Oh God, do we know any philosophers?
If only we knew a philosopher. Ooh, Mike, anybody
Yeah, because
come to mind?
I think a lot of philosophers are probably atheists.
Isn't that interesting? I mean, I would find it super fascinating if there was a philosopher who wasn't an atheist, like who was Christian or something. I don't know what religion would make sense to be a philosopher, but so I think we need to ask.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will do that.
That
and
one
let's do a
person that we
follow-up
both
on
know.
that. According to the Google, atheists generally view lust as a natural human emotion or desire rather than a sin or moral failing.
Yeah.
So I think that can be applied to basically all of them.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
Right? Because sometimes it's good to be proud.
Yes. And sometimes, like, you know what? Listen, if you talk about gluttony, I guess you could talk about binge watching TV too, because that's gluttonous, and I don't see a problem with if your favorite show has finally come out after 3 years, the next season, to watch that all in one weekend. What is wrong with that? Or what is wrong with having 8 cookies at a sitting, if that's not something you do every day? Mike, not you. You're an exception to the rule. You probably would have 8 cookies every day.
You judge me all the time when I do that.
Because you do it on a regular basis. Okay? And it's for your own good that I judge you. Okay. Sloth, I mean, there are days when I just don't want to do anything. And there's that song, the lazy song. Tonight I don't feel like doing anything. Jason Mraz, I think. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Well, I guess then basically it's not that the human condition is the problem. It's the acting on it that is the problem.
Well, I don't know. I would even say that it's maybe not the human condition because we are human. This is the way we've been made. I think it's the interpretation by religions that turn these human desires into failings.
But this is going to show my ignorance about the religions, but in the religious context, is lust a sin?
Okay, so let me just read a little bit more.
If you don't act on it.
No, it's the acting upon it that is.
Right.
Yes, okay. So as a deadly sin, lust is believed to spur other sins and additional immoral behavior. For example, lust may lead to adultery, which itself is a mortal sin. According to Catholic theology, lust can be overcome through the practice of the heavenly virtue of chastity.
Oh, God.
Let's just all put our chastity rings and chastity belts on and just, fold your legs, hands and legs, fall to your knees, and just pray. Don't do what you think you're going to do when you fall to your knees. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's lustful. Sin. Sinful.
Sinner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth and your legs closed.
Okay. What songs did you come up with for lust?
Okay. Now, we've talked about this before. Maybe we mentioned on the podcast, She Bop
Oh,
by
yeah.
Cyndi Lauper. So when I first heard about this song, and maybe this was like 10 years ago, somebody told me that this is a song about masturbation. I was like, no, it's not. They don't
Yeah.
have songs about masturbation, not in the 80s. Too puritanical for that. But when I looked at the lyrics, so just one of the verses, do I want to go out with a lion's roar? Yeah, I want to go south and get me some more. Hey, they say that a stitch in time saves 9. They say I better stop or I'll go blind. Okay, so on Apple Music, actually, they have some, you know how they always, on the albums, they have some information about that album.
Mm-hmm.
So it talks about some of the songs, and for She Bop, this is what it says. That's the songwriter called her up saying, you got to sing this. It's about female masturbation. I just thought it was really funny. John Lennon and Yoko Ono were recording Double Fantasy, and she barricaded the vocal booth or something where nobody could see her, and she was touching herself or something weird there and singing. Every time I'm singing, I got all these people looking at me like I'm in a goldfish bowl. So I talked.
What does John Lennon and Yoko Ono have to do with it?
I guess they were recording this Double Fantasy record,
Mm-hmm.
and Yoko barricaded herself in the vocal booth and was touching herself while she was singing, is what Cyndi Lauper is saying. I don't know, but it says nobody could see me, they could just hear me, and I could just feel free. I sang She Bop, and I took my shirt off, and I tickled myself, because just the idea of being free and singing and not being watched was so extraordinary to me. Now, I don't know if when she says she tickled herself, I don't know where she was tickling herself.
She bop, a wee bop,
You
I bop,
hey
you
bop,
bop,
but
they
everybody
bop.
bops. I mean, don't you bop?
We bop, a bee bop.
Yeah,
I
bop.
don't even understand. So read those lyrics.
Do I want to go out with a lion's roar?
Do I want to go out with a lion's roar?
Yeah, I want to go south and get me some more.
Yeah, I want to go south and get me some more.
Hey, they say that a stitch in time saves 9.
Okay.
They say I better stop or I'll go blind.
Right.
As they love to say to boys, don't do that or you'll go blind. How?
Yeah.
What is the connection?
Get it in your eye.
Oh. Oh, gosh.
That
Let
was
me
gross.
tell you.
Okay.
No, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just mention that once I was at a cottage with a bunch of friends and this guy that I was not really dating, but just sort of like whatever. Anyway, so we went to his cottage and I mean, let me just say that there was some projectile and it hit the wall on the wall. I was like, wow, that is some power. And I guess you're welcome. I mean, I guess, right?
Yeah.
What are you supposed to say? But yeah, I guess it could get in your eye.
Mm-hmm.
Although the direction.
I just don't think that that's what's going to get you, make you blind. Yeah, I don't remember if I was ever told that. I grew up Catholic, but I don't remember that being.
You mean in terms of masturbation itself?
I don't actually remember that even being brought up.
Yeah, they wouldn't bring that up in church.
No.
They'd probably only bring that up in.
Well, not in church, but I went to a Catholic school, and
yeah.
I don't remember any kind of sex ed or any punishing. Like
it would probably only come up if your religious parents caught you in the act, or if you somehow went to your pastor and said, I'm doing this, and yeah. And then I was going to say something really rude, but I'm not going to say that about the Catholic Church because we know how that's gone sometimes. Okay.
So She Bop is a song about lust.
Self-lust and you know what? I think, like, honestly, in some ways in this current time period, probably the safest thing you can do is She Bop. You bop and we bop. Like, for girls, just bop yourself. It's safer that way.
Boring.
No, are you kidding me? Some of my best moments have been solo bops.
But that's not like, isn't like the physical intimacy with another person though it is powerful experience?
Yes, skin on skin contact is from birth, right? When we are skin on skin just with our mothers and fathers, like that is incredibly important. But in terms of the actual outcome or the actual experience, when we're actually talking about the sexual experience, I think a lot of women would say that the best orgasms they've had have been by themselves.
Well, what does that say? Men?
Yeah, but I would say that for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
How about for you? No?
Well, I think with guys it's very different because
Why?
we orgasm much easier.
That's true.
Doesn't really take a lot of effort.
Yeah. I do remember once this guy who we were just making out against a wall, and he just
How old were you?
probably like
Don't lie.
early
Oh.
20s,
How old was he?
like maybe a couple of years older than me.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're quite the
I'm quite the little minx.
You are
I
just
know.
making out, and you can get guys to that
I was
point
like,
of hysteria.
because he just pulled back, and I was like, what? What? And then he just kind of was covering his front, and I was like, what? I looked down, and I was like, oh, I was even too, like, I was way too prudish back then to be proud of it or like enjoy it or anything. I was just like, okay. I was so embarrassed for him and for myself. Now I'd be like, yeah, bitch, obviously.
Just like, that's how I roll.
That's how I roll, flick my hair.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any songs there that relate to lust, or
No,
let's see if any
I
of your
don't.
Temptation songs?
Because I did not.
I know, but let's see if any of them could fall in line.
Okay, well, the Temptation songs the one song was by New Order, Temptation.
Okay.
Do you know that song?
I don't, but I love New Order.
Yeah. It was one of their one of their first releases.
Uh-huh.
And it's...
Do you have some of the lyrics
Well,
there?
it's, yeah. So the song's basically about, I think, meeting somebody, this pretty girl, and the temptation and anticipation of what you would say or how you would interact with her, that sort of thing. But the video is kind of interesting too, because it's this young woman. She goes into a record store and she steals the record, and she also steals some flowers from a flower store. She takes them home and she puts the record on, and then the video is just her dancing to the record. So there is like that kind of the temptation and then the sin.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like this idea of lust being such a sinful thing is what ends up creating the sin. What I mean by that is when you make people feel that lust is somehow wrong, like having those desires, we're talking about obviously like sexual desires, lust in that way, take aside the temptation because that could be about anything. But like when you make them feel like that is a sin and it's something dirty and it's something wrong, then people act out on it in really bad ways, right?
What do you mean?
Okay. Like, I mean, it's shocking when I think back to my teen years or whatever. Like, there are 2 times clearly I remember, for example, walking through the valley. Like, we had like a valley system where there were parks and stuff, and so we'd walk through the valley, sometimes rollerblade through the valley. And I remember one time we were rollerblading, and there was a guy standing there with a jean jacket and jeans. And then we passed him on our rollerblades. And then he started jogging and jogged past us. And we end up coming up towards him again. And he's standing there jerking off because he knew we would come up to him. And I saw that another time. I don't even know if it was the same guy, but another time in a different part of the valley as we were walking to the mall. And just when we looked down from the bridge, we could see a guy standing there looking up at us, just jerking off. And then... in India, a couple of times, once I was on a train with my family, but I was sitting next to a man, and he was just masturbating right beside me. Yep. And another time I was walking through the streets, again with my family and a bunch of people, and I felt something behind me, and I turned to look, and I saw a guy rushing away, but putting his penis back in his pants.
Oh, my God.
And, like, I don't think guys have a lot of these stories, but every woman I talk to has some of these stories. So I just feel like when you make it sound like it is such a terrible thing, then people end up not finding... listen, I don't know if those guys just masturbated and got it out of their system, if they wouldn't do those things, but I feel like maybe it wouldn't, if it wasn't so demonized, if sexuality wasn't so demonized, maybe it wouldn't have to be let out in such harmful ways. Especially when you think now about this whole incel culture, and the amount of men who just feel like they're owed, like women should be attracted to them and should give in to their advances. As if women don't have the same kind of troubles attracting men. I mean, God, talk to any of my single friends and it's like there's 5 women to every man in this city anyways, so it's
Well,
impossible,
and if men are, if the choice of, if the
honestly.
selection of men are men that are, masturbating in parks and on trains,
Yeah.
so, but I think we could say that about anything that is considered wrong.
Mhm.
The desire, that good and evil, and the desire to do what you shouldn't,
Yeah.
or the desire to feel or curiosity to wondering what it would feel like to do what you shouldn't be doing,
Mhm.
the thrill, the excitement. Is lust a sin if you're masturbating?
Well, according to the Catholic Church, it is.
Yeah, I know, but you and I are not Catholics.
No, well, you would know better than me because you were raised Catholic. I don't know. Like for me, no, I don't. Okay, no, I should correct that. Maybe when I was young, when I was growing up, I never had conversations around that
Mm-hmm.
really with my parents. So the only limited conversations I had around any of that was in sex ed in school, and they didn't really talk about masturbation
Mm-hmm.
or pleasure. They talked about anatomy and how babies are made, and then we saw a terrifying video of childbirth.
Mm-hmm.
God. But we never really talked
Uh-huh.
about lust and normal.
Is lusting after a partner sinful?
Why? What? I don't think so. But why should it be? Like, first of all, if you're religious, why did God make us like this? Is it just to show our piety, our piousness by being able to resist
Mm-hmm.
temptation? But like, why would He create us in ways that we need to resist all of these 7 deadly sins? Then Jesus, I mean, literally, make us in the way you want us to be.
Well, that I mean goes back to what I had said earlier about how atheists believe it's just part of the human condition to have these. It's just a natural
Hmm.
emotional thing.
Yeah.
All right. So if we tie this into music, if you think about how much music is created around the themes of these sins,
So much.
like
Like,
is it our way? Is it part of our way to try and figure out how to make sense and reconcile with these things, perhaps?
good question. There is probably a group of songs, like a genre or whatever, of songs that are created for that purpose. But I mean, I feel like if you listen to the radio, probably every third song is about lust in
Mm-hmm.
some way or the other.
Well, you talked about Katrina Parker. What's her name?
Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina Carpenter's album cover.
Yes. And a lot of her songs are very sexual in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Chapel Roan. A lot of her songs are quite sexual.
Okay.
What was your point, though, with Sabrina, you were saying?
Well, I was just thinking around, musicians and artists trying to make sense of the world through their art
Mhm.
and make sense of these themes, these ideas, and if many of them fall around the sins,
Mhm.
is being provocative part of the exercise of trying to make sense. So, what's Sabrina Carpenter's explanation for her album cover? Has she?
She is unabashed about it. She makes no apologies, and she stands up for her music and how sexual they are. She's like, if you're not comfortable with a female who is comfortable with her sexuality, don't listen to my music.
So, would she be considered a sinner if she's singing about these things that
Probably.
she's?
I mean, and I wonder if she's religious in her, like if she was raised religious.
Hmm.
I wonder. Just a slight tangent, but this news story came out today that Harry Styles has now begun selling sex toys, including a vibrator and lube. This is part of
Oh,
his brand that he's
okay.
selling.
And what? Okay, what?
Mhm.
Do you know that there is a thing called Clone a Willy?
Yes, this is not new.
Do you think that maybe he's cloned his Willy?
Oh my God. That would be a bestseller. I would find that weird. I would find that really weird.
As a user or
As a user.
as a
Like,
Harry
I
Styles,
wouldn't-
if you were hairstyles?
Like, if I'm thinking, like, if they had, if there was a store I walked into and there was like, here's Harry Styles, here's Pedro Pascal, here's, I don't know who else, Chris Hemsworth, whose penis would you like to enjoy tonight? That would be so weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure there would be a lot of women who would snap those up.
Well, if you're branching out and wanting to make money.
It's brilliant. I mean, I don't think he has one that is based on his own
How did you hear about this new
because
business venture?
I check Entertainment Weekly every day. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just a big TV movie buff, as you know, because I worked in the business for 20 years.
Still
So
do.
yeah, and so I always am looking at what's coming up, what's the new, because I always want a new show to watch too. And so that was one of the big stories today.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. And then it said that other celebs like Gwyneth Paltrow has been selling sex toys for a
Oh,
long
yeah.
time.
She's been selling her egg or whatever it is.
Ugh. But hers apparently, and I haven't seen any pictures, but they don't look like penises. So I don't know what they look like. But I'm going to look it up.
A little vibrating jelly bean, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to look up.
Well, there's another song that falls into this kind of lust and temptation theme that we've mentioned before. The Police, Don't Stand So Close to Me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Young teacher, the subject of schoolgirl fantasy.
Is this schoolgirl fantasy?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She wants him so badly, knows what she wants to be.
Yeah.
Inside her,
Oh,
there's longing. This girl's an open page. Bookmarking, she's so close now. This girl is half his age.
right? When I was shocked actually at how many songs talk about a young girl and an older man. Bruce Springsteen's song, not Light My Fire, I'm on Fire. Whoa, I'm on fire.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So on the first lyrics of that are, hey little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go away? Leave you all alone, I got a bad desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Little girl?
Creepy.
Creepy. Very creepy. Yeah, there's a lot of songs that talk about the younger girl idea. Don't Stand So Close to Me that you just said, but also young girl, young girl, get out of my heart. No, get out of my
love for
mind.
you is
way out of line. Better run,
Yeah.
girl. What is going on? But
I mean, that young girl was probably, the context has changed around the whole young girl.
what do you mean?
Well, I think young girl, I think that song that came out, what, in the 50s or 60s?
Something like that.
Yeah. That back then was kind of like, if you were 18 and you were
1968.
dating a 16-year-old or a 17-year-old, they'd be considered young girl, right?
Better run, girl. You're much too young, girl.
When were girls, at what age were girls considered not girls anymore? We talked about this in an episode, remember?
Ooh.
Do you remember that?
I remember that, but I don't remember the age. Are you talking about legally?
Well, legally, it depends from, country to country. But anyways, I think the young girl theme is probably also contextualized, right?
Right.
And, if you think about the way some words get used, the context of when words get used, like, hey, lady, or girl, like, are you talking about
Sure.
12-year-old girl?
Sure.
Or are you talking about unmarried girl? Oh, that was it. The episode we were talking about was with Dolly Parton.
Okay.
And how if she was married and she was on the show, then, do you remember? If she was married on the show,
that's
the
right,
context
yes.
was different than when, if she was single.
Right.
So you were considered a girl if you were single.
Yes. And then
and a woman if you were married. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think, this song is very specific in saying you're much too young, girl. Go run home to your mama and stuff. So I wonder what the age of this young girl was and what the inspiration was, because it's a bit creepy.
I feel like this episode is a bit all over the map with this lust.
Well, lust is
theme.
because it can be covered in it can be covered in very unhealthy ways, like this song that we're talking about, and maybe Bruce Springsteen's song, because I'm curious about the origins of that. But then in other ways, it can be considered temptation, lust, like infidelity sort. But in general, like lust has such a negative connotation. But why is it but it's not a negative emotion.
But maybe it's because it's contextualized through the lens of it being negative, right? Like, give me a healthy example of lust that's in pop culture.
Oh God, that's in pop culture. Well, I mean, and this is probably not a healthy example, but what comes to mind is 50 Shades of Grey. That comes to mind because that book series, which was horribly written, I
Jamie
remember reading
Dornan.
the first one. Oh, I didn't see the movie though.
Oh, okay. I never saw the movies either, but that Jamie Dornan,
Oh, yeah,
he is a babe.
He is hot stuff, yeah. So are you saying if his penis was a vibrator? Okay, never mind.
No, but I do lust after him.
He is hot
There's
stuff.
no way that I could ever act on that. So
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I think that when that book trilogy came out, it became, it was, what did they call it? Like a housewife porn, or there was a term for it, because it seemed to unlock in all these housewives who I guess were unsatisfied housewives, just an outlet for their desires.
Mm-hmm.
What it unleashed in women was this idea that there's nothing wrong with your sexuality and you're wanting to act on your own desires.
Okay.
And that's what I learned when I worked on the sex show, because prior to that, I was a very, I was like, I could have been raised in a
Sue's fault that you become
convent.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can only blame her
She
for how I turned out.
opened up Pandora's box, literally.
Oh, God, yeah. When I went to my first meeting, did I talk about this on the show? My first day on the sex show, they always have their production meeting before we go live to air. And so they would have a book that she was reviewing at that time and a sex toy.
Okay.
So they were passing this sex toy around, and I'm pretty sure it was a vibrator that time. And I had never held a vibrator. I don't think I'd ever seen, or even like not in person. I'd never been into a sex store or anything. So I was very sheltered. I was in my mid-20s by this time. I just wanted to sink into my chair under the table. But then it just got normalized. And I was like, why am I so, like, it just became normalized. And I'm so grateful to her for that. Honestly.
But it became normalized, like being around and touching those sorts
Talking
of
about
things.
sexuality and all, because everybody on the crew was so open and they would just make jokes and stuff. It wasn't a thing to be ashamed about or to be dirty about, like to consider was as a dirty thing.
But I think you've just touched on it though.
I touched on it a lot after that. Sorry.
It's the negative judgment about sexuality.
Yeah.
About it being
a sin.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Being a sin.
I don't really understand that, because it's not every religion, because, and correct me, I mean, I'm sure people will correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe in the Jewish faith, sexuality it's not considered dirty.
Okay. Why do you think that?
Well, because I've seen some documentaries and such on that. And I have a lot of Jewish friends, and I
think maybe the Orthodox Jews, yes, it is.
Maybe. And also, like, when you look at scripture, like in Hinduism, you have the Kama Sutra. You cannot be, well, nowadays, of course, they have turned against, but in the Kama Sutra, it's very sexual, and both beings are considered sexual. But now, of course, men are in charge, so women's sexuality is not so embraced, which is it is interesting, because a lot of cultures, when you look back at their ancient texts, like in Asian cultures too, there's a lot of sexual artwork and books and stuff. And it wasn't something to be embarrassed or shameful about. And then somehow through history, it's just become a matter of, yes, the men must have their orgasm because that is the way to procreate, but it's only because they need to procreate. So it's okay for them to have their pleasure, but the woman doesn't need to, because she doesn't need to do that to create a baby. Yeah, I don't.
We need more she-bop songs.
We need more she-bop songs.
Cindy,
Ms.
Loper,
Bueller.
If you're out there listening,
yes. You know what? Don't worry, because I'm pretty sure that Sabrina Carpenter and Chapel Roan are picking up the mantle that Cindy and Madonna, let's not forget how many songs about sex Madonna wrote. She really kind of empowered women with their sexuality. And then nowadays, it's like, what happened? So I feel like we're having a bit of a resurgence in the musical sphere with.
You should lead the charge.
Boy, honestly, like I'm so
tired.
I'm too tired to lead that fight.
All right. Well, anything else? Should we wrap this up?
Let's wrap it up.
All right. Well, that was a hot mess on Lust. We'll see how the rest of these 7 Deadly Sin episodes go.
Yes.
Little listeners, tell us what you think about this. Is there anything that you would like to share around the theme of Lust?
Yeah.
Feel free, drop us a line at lifeisinthelyrics@gmail.com or slide into our DMs.
Slide in.
On
That's
Instagram. That could be lustful.
Lube it up and slide it on in.
Or type it into the message part, and that's the little podcast on Instagram. All right, have a great week, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Have a great 2 weeks, and we'll be back with something.
Oh, we got some good things.
We got some good things. And in the meantime, he bop, you bop, we bop, everybody just bop.
Bop.
Okay?
Bop the night away.